Bismillahi walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. My brothers and sisters, this evening I'd like to talk about something very, very important. And I know many people don't like the subject, but it's something we have to talk about. I received a message from one of my friends who is in his 40s, saying that he lost his father, who was in his 70s, in Ramadan. That's quite a few months ago. And he says, I don't know why I cannot get over the loss of my father. I get up at times, I feel anxious. I cry. I don't know how this will improve. And I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm an orphan even though I'm so old. And I feel like something is missing. And I really miss my father. And it's very difficult for me to continue and to keep going in life. Okay, so you've got the scenario, right? We have someone who's in their 40s. We have a person who passed away in their 70s. They've passed on so many months back. And we have someone who's married with children, who is struggling to cope with that loss. Now, the first thing you and I need to know is, it is human. It is human. It is normal to miss someone. It is natural to feel sad. It's okay to cry. All of that is fine. We are human beings. From amongst us in this hall today, and those who might witness this later, we've lost loved ones. We've cried. Many of us have been there. We've lost our parents. So obviously, one of the most important statements is that it is human. It's okay to cry, to miss someone. These are qualities that are very, very acceptable and very human. But Allah gives us mechanisms to cope with the loss. Allah gives us mechanisms to look into the future with hope. Allah gives us goodness for us to be able to look forward to something that is a silver lining upon that gray cloud that looms. And this is Allah and Allah alone. So every time we suffer a loss, the first thing we're taught to say is Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون. I start off from the end of the verses. Allah says, those are the ones who are rightly guided. Who are they? They are the ones whom the blessings and the mercy of Allah descend upon. Who are they? They are the ones who say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And when do they say this? They say it whenever they suffer a loss. Those are the believers. Those are the rightly guided. And I thank Allah for giving us parents who taught this to us, for giving us teachers who taught us that every time there is a loss, what do you say? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Why? Because it reminds you who you are, who the person was, or who the thing was. It's not necessarily the loss of an individual, any loss. So whatever you've lost belongs to Allah. It always belonged to Allah. You and everything else and everyone else will be returning to Allah. And who do you belong to? You don't belong to yourself. You do not belong to yourself. If you don't belong to yourself, can you ever say something belongs to you permanently? No, only temporarily.